Hey, what's up, guys? Back at it again. It's that time. So, today I'm going to talk about how to get your first job. This video is mainly for people who haven't had a job or maybe they're going into their second job. So, how to get your first job. Landing your first job can feel overwhelming, especially when you're just starting out. But don't worry, I got you covered in today's video. In this video, I'll show you the step by steps on how to get your first job, from crafting the perfect resume to networking like a pro. And stick around because I'll share why it's critical to research the company and make sure they're offering more than just a paycheck. That's the first step to getting your job. You need to know what you're looking for. Get a pen and paper, write this down. Ask yourself, what are your strengths? What are you good at? What are you interested in? What? So let's get into it. All right. Knowing what you're looking for. What won't you mind doing? Because jobs can get redundant, especially coming in at the beginning level, right? Are you looking for part-time work? Do you want to do internships? Internships look real good on like college applications. Are you a full-time opportunities? Do you want part-time, full-time, internship, work studies, all that stuff you need to know before. So when you're in an interview, you can let them know to make sure you fit in with what they're looking for fits what you're looking for. You're not aiming for perfection. You're aiming for a good starting point. Your first job is all about gaining experience and you're trying to build confidence. You want to browse job boards like Indeed, LinkedIn, local communities, websites to get us insight of what's available, what the going rates of pay are for your area of expertise or the jobs that you're applying for. You want to know what to expect. You don't want to be surprised by pay and different things like that. So you want to get a sense of what they're paying for whatever particular job that you're looking for. You got to make sure it fits in your life. This step is crucial. You make sure the job aligns with your life and schedule. Ask yourself, does this job fit around your classes, family obligations, or other priorities? Is the commute manageable? Or the work hours realistic for your lifestyle? You got to remember. So if you don't have access to a car, you need to have access to Uber. But make sure your Uber ride back and forth is more than what your expected earning potential is for the day. So if you're going to make $60 for the day and your Uber ride is $60, then it doesn't make any sense to go to work. You're going to work to get a return on investment. You're investing your time, so you're expecting a reward that's greater than the time that you're investing. Also, if you're getting somebody to take you to work, make sure it works around their schedule. If you're taking public transportation, make sure the ride is manageable. You don't want to be going to a job and it's a 2 hour bus ride that'll eventually wear you down. So you want to make sure the job is kind of close to you if you don't have access to public transportation or a car. But at the same time, if your car breaks down, you want to have some back. And then also you want to make sure the work hours are realistic for your lifestyle. You don't want to be working at night if you have daytime responsibilities. It just don't work out. So look for jobs with flexible schedules, part-time options if you're juggling other commitments. The right job shouldn't feel like a burden. It should support your goals and fit seamlessly into your life. So make sure it fits your life. If it don't fit your life, you won't last in it. So don't commit to things that you don't have intentions of, completing. So that's the main thing. The next thing is you want to research the company. So here it's a big one too. But before you apply, research the company. Make sure they're offering more than just a paycheck. Money will come and go. You want skills. You want college tuition reimbursement, scholarships. A lot of companies, if you work here for a certain amount of time, they'll guarantee you a scholarship. So when you start classes and stuff, that'll pay for books and different things like that. Definitely, this is a question you might want to ask in your interview. If you get an interview, hey, what else are y'all doing other than the paycheck? What else can you provide? You know, this also might not be a bad place to invest in companies stock. That can turn into long-term wealth for you. I generally, a rule for me is I wouldn't work at a company that I wouldn't invest money into that's not going to be around. So, do they provide healthcare benefits even for entry level employees? Some people don't have healthcare. You want to make sure if that's something that's important to you, then put that on your list. Ask that in the interview. Are they investing in business and skills developments like training programs or certification? That's things like, do they have a management trainee program? These are life skills. Some jobs will send you to workshops. Some jobs will send you to career classes, development classes. They'll pay for those things. So look for companies that help you grow, not just work. The right job should be a stepping stone to bigger opportunities. So, example of that, if you work at McDonald's, they should be showing you how to own a McDonald's one day. So, next one is create a written resume. Next up, let's talk resumes. If you don't have much experience, you can still create a strong resume. Here's what to include: contact information, email, phone numbers, LinkedIn profile, short summary about yourself and your goals, skills that relate to the job you want, like communication, teamwork, or tech skills, volunteering work, school projects, or extracurricular activities that show you have a work ethic. List it all. Keep it clean and simple. Use free tools like Canvas or a Word template to create a professional look. You can get your resume, take it to your English teacher, have them look it over, have your parents look it over, have your friends look it over, take it to your counselor. Somebody at your school is willing to look at your resume, preferably the English teacher. They've all been through it and they're all willing to help. This is where using your resources. So ask your coach or your counselor or somebody, can you list them as a reference on your resume? I mean, if you can't list your coaches and people at your school for resumes, then you need to change schools. Go to these people, ask them the resources. I guarantee you most of these people are willing to help you. Guidance counselors. They'll put in a good word for you. Some of them might even know some people who you can go and work for to get an internship or so. So the number 5 one is probably my most underrated one. It's net. This is where your hidden advantages. Many jobs aren't even posted on. So you need to look for like referrals. That's where networking comes in. So ask friends and family if they know a job open. Reach out to anyone who you know who works in the field that you're interested in, like friends and family. When you go to jobs and you ask for resumes, ask the people who work. So you want to look and ask them, hey man, how you like working? What's the day to day like? This is like an insight because if you ask somebody how they look like working here and they say they hate it, and you ask somebody else that worked there and they say they hate it too, well, maybe you need to look for another job. So ask people to put in a good word with their bosses and their coworkers. Right? Pro tip, don't be shy. People love helping others, especially if you show them that you're serious about finding a job. Networking can open doors you didn't even know existed. My first job I got was at the Dallas Zoo. People always ask me, well, did you clean up monkey boo boo? No, we never touched it. You had to have like a college degree to do that. But my first job was working at the Dallas Zoo, right? How did I get that job? My cousin put. How did she get that job? Her brother put her. So she put in a good word for me. I showed up, filled out the application. The main thing these bosses and stuff is gonna want to see is, can they work with you? Do they, are you somebody they can deal with every day? Can you build a relationship with them and will they like you? And if you can establish those things, then they'll hire you. It's just that. So you want to apply strategic. Now's the time to apply. But here's the secret. Don't apply everywhere. Apply strategically. Focus on jobs where your skills and interests align. Customize your resume for each. Tailor your skills and experience to match what the company is looking for. And don't forget to include a personalized cover letter. It shows effort and makes you stand. So what that's talking about is you want to customize the resume to fit the jobs you're looking for. So if you do cooking at home and you're applying for a food, put that in there. I do most of the cooking at my house. So I know up here, I know how to use stoves and different deals. I took home economic classes. We talked about how to food handling, safety processes, and stuff like that. Any skills you can go and get outside of the job before you get the job, invest in that, right? So it's a lot of things you can do. Um, if you're volunteering at churches, you can say, "Hey, I answer the phone at the church. I'm responsible at the church for collecting the offering. So I'm good at handling money. I count the money up. I do these things. So those are skills that look good that people will see you trustworthy, that'll look good on the resume. It might not seem important to you, but that's skills that they may have that they can relate to you. I said, oh, okay, yeah. So you can handle this. You can do this. They want to see that you're able to handle it. Moving on. Prepare for the interview. So once you get the interview, that's awesome. It's your chance to shine. Make sure when you go in the interview, you want to research the company, know what they do, what they stand for. Go on the internet, Google that company, know the CEO, know the stock, know the company motto, right? Know those things. Practice common interview questions. Tell me about yourself. You can do this with like friends and family. What do you want to dress professionally, even if it's a casual? First impressions matter, right? A nice collared, buttoned up, iron starch shirt and starch pants, ironed, would definitely shine. Even if you're going to be just going to cut, get some good questions to ask at the end. What I usually do when I go to interviews that have always helped me get jobs that I've won is I make the interviewer sell me on why I want this job. So I'll ask them, what's your experience at the job? How long have you been here? What's your future plans? Has the company invested in you? Where do you see the company in 5? Tell me why I want it. That's the mindset I go in. So those are the questions that I ask. So pro tip, you want to be confident, show enthusiasm. Employees want someone who's excited to be a part of their team. They want someone that's more than just, you know, sad and oh, it's okay. Just communicate. You don't want to be using like a lot of slang and buzz and stuttering and different things like that. That's why you want to practice interviewing with like your brother, your sister, somebody you can practice. So after the interview, you want to follow up, send a thank you email to the interviewer, thanking him for the time, reiterating your interest in the call them 2 days later. So you want to reiterate that you are still interested in ask them in the interview, hey, can I call you in 2 days? And then call them in 2 days and then follow up with them. See what they made the decision. If you leave a good enough impression, you keep that in the front of their minds, like the forefront of their thoughts, then they'll definitely want to hire you. And they've already really made this, but they already know they want to hire you. So you just need to call them and follow up and reiterate that you're still interested in the job. It's a small step, but it makes a big difference. The most of the time, it's been times I've called jobs. They're like, "Oh yeah, hey, I was just about to call you until you got the job." So getting your first job, it doesn't have to be strategies, networking, company research, and preparation. You'll be on your way to success in no time. If you find these tips were helpful, let me know in the comments. Don't forget to hit a like, subscribe, bell notification, and we can help crush your goals. I'm just here to help. Let's get you hired. So thanks for joining me today.